It looks a heck of a lot better on my phone. It says we're on 5G now, so yay. All right, so now I'm going to reshare the stream. We've already collected 2 washers. Great. Yay, so we're restarting the stream now. We'll give it a couple minutes for it to reload the stream. So, all right, 4 of you are on. Cool. Okay, great. I want to reshare the stream to a couple social sites. Do me a favor, hit the like button. If you have a question, post it, and I'll read through. Awesome, a lot better. Love you, dude. No BS, straightforward. Yeah, I'm really trying to get information out there. I don't know how many of you have seen my Graham Stephan interview or my, I just did a longer one on the Quack Brothers, KWAK. It's on the community page there on my Investment Joy deal. I should probably do this and look more professional. But if you do look at any of the interviews that I've done now, you'll find that I was very, very poor. Now I'm not. So telling people it's nice making money on YouTube. I made like $300 off YouTube videos in the past weekish. So that's kind of cool. But my real estate business, the company as a whole makes we're at like $40,000 so far this month, just on rent collection. So we've got more money coming in, but it's just like you talk to people and you say, hey, you could be a real estate investor. You could own $4 or $5 million worth of real estate like I do, and excuse me, it's something that's so far out there. Like, oh, you could be you could make all these millions of dollars, which, yeah, you could, but owning a laundromat on the other end, in my opinion, at least the way I see it, a laundromat looks a heck of a lot easier to do than starting a multi-million-dollar real estate business. I also, everybody says aim for the stars, maybe you'll hit the moon. That's nice and all, but one of the things that I see that's really scary is people will want to start a business. Okay, cool. People want to start a real estate business, and it's like, I'm only going to buy giant high-rises. And I know this kid, maybe this poor kid's watching the stream right now, because I'm going to make fun of him. And he said, I'm only going to buy big, all right, cool. I'm only going to buy big apartment complexes because that's what Grant Cardone said to do. And I said, why don't you go buy some dumping houses like I do? Some $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 houses. He said, no, we're only going to buy apartment complexes. The guy rents his house. And it's just really disappointing to know that he refused my help. So I'm posting in the Graham Stephan Facebook group again. That thumbnail is awful, but they only give me 3 seconds, which sucks. All right. We'll get back to quarter counting here in a second. No, I'm not. All right, we got 10 people on. Cool, yay. Okay, Dispeller, cool. All right, you posted a Graham stage, yay. All right, cool. So I've got my laptop up here. Questions are running. Hello, a lot better, much better. Yeah, we've got fiber internet here. I don't know if you guys caught me about, we've had to get rid of the Pilot gas station cup. I've gone with a rat poison bucket. I guess you can't, there's a Menard label on here, but it's rat poison. So we've upgraded in the world. All right, so I'm reading through the comments. A lot better, a lot better. Love what you're doing. If I own my own land, what's the process to start a trailer park? I honestly don't know what the process is to start a trailer park. I know in my state of Ohio, the biggest problem with starting a trailer park is zoning. Zoning is terrible. And you have to find a municipality where they will let you. I need my logo on the rat bucket. Well, I had this great idea. I was going to, someone else is going to have to put on ARFCOM. I don't want to make you guys wait too long. Yeah, so I'm on a really nice tripod, and now I'm just carrying it around. So there's that. We're just gonna. I guess I should carry my bucket around, huh? That would be cool. I had all these great ideas for the live stream because the one that my kids recorded actually did really well. I've made a bunch of money off of it, which is amazing. So my 10-year-old daughter has made more money off YouTube than some of the applicants that I've got for my rentals. I think I've talked about it on videos here at one point, but actually had someone who applied for a rental, and on their application it was a link to their YouTube channel, and I was like, oh, maybe this guy's a really big streamer or something. No, he had 30 subscribers on YouTube and like 100 on Twitch. And he said on there, don't laugh, I'm a YouTuber. Being a YouTuber is a real thing. And I told him, I said, you know, I understand that, but how much money have you made? And he of course said, well, I haven't made anything on YouTube. Like, you know, don't put on a rental application. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't understand why. Okay. I need the logo on my rat bucket. My daughter watch my videos? She watches the videos where I count quarters. That's the only thing she cares about. I've got several people that I really like, and all they do is watch my quarter counting videos. They don't care about running a business. They don't care about trailer parks and all that stuff. You saw the problem with the woman sleeping at the shed at the trailer park? No, not yet. That's a self-solving problem with the cold weather, for better or worse. What do you earn on average a week at the laundromat? I really can't answer that right now because it goes up every single week. Last Monday through Friday, and we're going to find out what this Monday through Friday was, or this Tuesday through Friday. It was like $700-800. How does somebody make money on YouTube? Beans or no beans? It depends. There is a chili soup. Chili soup has beans in it. Chili does not. If you are eating chili soup, beans are fine. If you are eating chili, then you should not have beans. And there's a difference. And if you see a poll that does not differentiate between beans and no beans and chili, it's the wrong kind of poll. So how do you earn money on YouTube? After people watch a total of 4,000 hours, they'll send you this email that says, oh, companies can now bid on your ads, or they can buy ad space on your YouTube channel. So I hit that number 7 days ago. One of my videos here recently, what's the main laundromat video, it went viral. And with it going viral, the number of people that watch the channel just like exploded. I've had 80,000 people watch my really bad. It's the video that went viral is actually the worst video I have. I don't think you've listened too much. Rita, the stream went down, so I've had to restart it. Fat Korean guy live streams. He takes rip off his shirt in public. I will not do that. YouTube will demonetize certain topics. So I've thought about telling people to go to investmentjoy.com, which is actually down. I don't know why, but the server is having issues. And if at any point you guys can't hear me anymore, let me know, because I'm on this really nice wireless microphone, but I forgot to charge it. But YouTube will demonetize you if you do certain things. Like ripping off your shirt's one of them, and I wouldn't do that because I would not want my kids to watch that. If my wife wouldn't watch it, then probably shouldn't be on YouTube. But once again, my wife does not care whatsoever about this YouTube stuff. Thanks, sharing in the Graham Discord. Cool. I'm good for now. Okay, someone posted an image and it's been removed. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. I have another question. I'm too far away. I think I'm done with this. No, I'm not done with this key set. I gotta click on the buttons. laundromat, 7,004 square feet. What advice would you give me? I would say just make sure they aren't lying to you on the books. I've seen, it's like everybody that owns a laundromat, they lie. They either lie saying they make more money than they actually do when they come to sell it, or they lie about how much money it makes so they can lie to the IRS and underreport their income so they can pay less taxes. So the recommendation that I've had for most people is either go in there, I mean, it's like an either or thing. Go in and sit for a full day and physically count the quarters, or go and get the water records. Do what the FBI did. Go like this Wasco mat here. I don't know if it's all reversed. This is a Wasco mat W175 or 125. It uses 80 gallons of water per cycle. So, and I don't know if you can see the coin mech. It says it's a $4 coin mech. It's probably reversed on YouTube. But it's a $4 coin mech. And so if it uses 80 gallons of water, you can sit down and figure out 80 gallons of water, $4 per gallon. And then these top loading Speed Queens over here, they use, it's like 50 gallons of water, and it's $250, and you can work those numbers back, and you could figure out how much money are they making if you pull their water records, because the toilet usage and everything like that in the laundromat's really low. What uses water is the washers. And that's how the FBI got it when the mob was reporting $200,000 and $300,000. Oh, wow, there's a lot of money in this one. The mob was reporting hundreds of thousands of dollars out of a laundromat like this every month, and that's not physically possible. So they pulled the water records, and they found that no one was using the equipment. That's where the term money laundering came from. The mob had black money or dark money from prostitution, drug sales, alcohol sales, things like that. And they started legitimate laundromats, and they use it to wash the money from the bad money sources to the good, to try to get it in the banking system. So they go out and buy stuff. Yes, 80 gallons per cycle, but that is 3 times the size of, how did I purchase my first property? There's 2 answers to that. Yeah, if you guys could share it, people that like money, tell you what, you guys get a bunch of likes on this video and share it with your friends and stuff, I'll give you any of the, we'll figure out who to give bicentennial quarters to. If we get silvers, I get to keep the silvers. We also found one, I don't know. This is a cat's eye marble. Does anybody want that? I don't know why it's sitting in the washer. That's a pretty cool looking marble. If you guys want it, let me know. But yeah, that's where the term money laundering came from. So the mob was using legitimate businesses, and they still do it today. It's just that they don't use laundromats anymore. But that's how they would take prostitution money and all the drug money, things like that, and they would get it into How about now? Hopefully it's resynchronized. Yeah, the battery's dead. Cool. ARFCOM is a website of various topics that I may or may not be a member on. Okay. Yeah, this is really cool. I think I saw it on Graham Stephan's channel. Thank you for letting me know, guys. All right. I already got private messages. Cool. No mic, no mic. Yeah, it's exactly like Breaking Bad with a car wash. And I am kind of looking at a car wash, but yeah, these keys, I'm done with those keys. I am kind of looking at a car wash in another town because where I live, I do not own a laundromat. The laundromat I'm in right now is 45 minutes from my house. And I would like one closer to where I live because all the laundromats there are dumps. But the laundromat that I would like, they want like 1.5 million for it. It comes with a dry cleaner, laundromat, and car wash, like a 10-bay car wash, one of those soft touch or whatever. Graham Stephan is how I found you. Yeah, Graham sent like after that interview, I have like 500 or 600 new subscribers on there, so that's kind of cool. All right, I'm going to run down here, or not. See, this is my second key ring, and I know what every key does now. I have all these complaints on my video that went viral, calling me an idiot, saying I don't know what I'm doing with my keys. I tried to explain to them the video is really old. I do know what I'm doing with the keys. Who's responsible for repairing the machine? Sadly, I am. Poor me. Our repair crew is actually in here today. Let's see if I can fix this. Yeah. The repair crew was in here today, and as it is right now, everything's supposed to be working 100%. Died, making $20,000 a month, maybe needs 50,000 upgrades. If it's making $20,000 a month, it sounds like it's great. But you have to figure out, is that true or not? The books that I had on this one said it was making $8,000 when it was closed down, and we're at like $4,500. And I've been told by quite a few people that if a laundromat closes down, getting people back is a 6-month to 1 year adventure. And so we're into that. Don't listen to those jerks who put you down. I listen to people. Sort of. Any interesting items left behind here? No, they're all depressing. Being put down is a part of life. That's just how it is. I'm struggling with this lock here because it's got to be older than mine. Money. See, I'm doing this much better one-handed than I used to. Yeah, you've got to research deals and make sure that they're not too good to be true, but there are a lot of deals out there. I mean, you guys know I bought the trailer park with no money out of my pocket, right? I mean, I know Graham Stephan's channel, someone's going to be complaining, saying, you didn't get that with no money. Yes, I did. None of my money. I used somebody else's money. No one would leave something interesting behind. Yes, they would. Because those stack dryers right back there, I have found tons of money in them, in the lint traps. I realize that that's not intentionally left, but the individuals that are have illicit lifestyles and use certain substances, a lot of times they come in and do things and then they forget what they're doing, and then they leave without doing. They've left whole loads of laundry, just came in, turned the dryer on, not use the washers, but they just come in, turned the dryer on with their clothes in it, left. Doesn't make any sense. Bank loan on the trailer park, I used, long story short, we're going to be doing like I've talked to like an actual film guy, like a documentary crew guy. I had a guy call me up, and he's probably watching. I mean, he could be watching, maybe he's not, maybe he's asleep. But that guy called me up and said, hey, I just sold my business. I've got X amount of dollars, and it was very, very big, a very big amount of money. And he said, if you ever have a smoking hot deal, give me a call. And I said, I don't really want to buy anything. I'm working on this laundromat. I really don't want to get into anything big. And essentially, within less than 24 hours, my good friend called me and he said, Brandon, I've got to sell my trailer park. And if you need me to repeat something, let me know. But my buddy called me and he said, Brandon, trailer park, and do you think you'd be interested in it? And it's hard to tell somebody, no, I don't want your trailer park, when somebody less than 24 hours earlier said, hey, if you ever get a really good investment, give me a call, I'll give you the money for it. So I went back to the guy and said, hey, would you want a trailer park? I'll answer that here in a second. But I told him about the trailer park, and it's a 46-unit trailer park for only, started off at $400,000. And we calculated the trailer park revenue to be in the $30,000 a month range. If you can figure those numbers out, a $400,000 investment on with $30,000 a month of gross revenue. I mean, there's costs and things like that, but that's a great moneymaker. So I said, yeah, here's a smoking hot deal. I don't think anything will happen with it. And the guy said, oh, let's do it. And then I went back and we started renegotiating. And long story short, cost out of the investor's pocket was $235,000, including a $15,000 check to me for setting up the deal. Now, that's not a real estate agent thing. I own the part of the trailer park with the investor. There's no debt, no banks involved. The investor has cash for it. So now I'm an owner of the trailer park, no banks involved. Very advantageous to both of us because the tax benefits, the revenue and stuff. I get to walk away with a nice check, but here in a little, we're going to have maybe $600,000 into it. Total cost to buy it, fix everything up in it, get it to that $30,000 a month point or so, and excuse me, but $600,000 in cost, and it's a great deal, and it is real life trailer park boys. Unfortunately, how do I manage your family time? I go home at 6 o'clock every day. My kids were already asleep. We've got this huge festival in my town, and we were there from 3 to 7, and my kids and wife have walked miles and miles and miles. It's 46 trailer parks. Of course, the day I go in contract with it, I start getting calls from other guys in the trailer park saying, hey, we're here. You're going to finally fix up the trailer park next to the porn shop. If you do that, would you buy mine? How did you learn the accounting part of your business without college? I learned because of YouTube. And the fact that I also figured out one day that one of the biggest things in life is to learn accounting. If you don't know how to account, you're not going to do well. So I just started Googling and learning accounting. I learned how to operate a spreadsheet. Actually, I failed algebra. I was a D average student at best in algebra. The only algebra I passed in school was half algebra, so I failed algebra 1. But I think I've talked about this in one of my interviews, but I told my algebra tutor that my extremely poor parents hired. I told them, I said, hey, if you could show me where I'll ever use algebra in business, I'll pay attention. And my algebra teacher could never figure out how to explain to me how to use algebra. She just couldn't figure it out. She didn't explain. She said, if you have a business, you use algebra. I said, well, show me. And she just couldn't. Then when I got real estate, it was a situation where I use algebra all the time. And I thought, oh, well, this is where we use algebra. This is the reason for it. So over that time, I just started learning it without college and things. And of course, it's like everything else in my life. I get lots of hatred from people because I never went to college, and all the algebra and the accounting that I know and I learn and I have is from just researching it. How much money did you have before you went on your own adventures? I had approximately 30K. I started off with 25K. I sold a website company that I had for 50. I put 25 aside. Used 5 to pay for lawyers and just not anything, just lawyers. Paid $5,000 to a lawyer to have him do agreements on legally accepting investment money, and then I took 20 of the 50 I took that, I put it in with investment money and said, hey, let's go out and buy houses. And we bought 12 or 14 that way. So I started everything off with $20,000, and kind of after a while, I haven't had to have my own money. Other than I've done some really crazy finance deals where I've had to pay out of pocket maybe $30,000, and I bought 30 or 40 rentals with $30,000. Eventually, I figured out how to write all these crazy negotiation agreements and stuff with people that have kids. I'm trying to look at quarters. I run into these people that have these kids and they mismanage their business. And when you have somebody that's in a position where they're getting ready to lose a lot of money, it's relatively easy to negotiate and say, hey, instead of your kid destroying all of these properties, why don't you give them to me and I'll give you $1,000 a month or something like that. Yeah, the legal fees, I paid $5,000 to start off with. As time goes on, I found out that I really didn't need to pay $5,000. I probably need to pay more like $500, but you know, the agreements worked. It's just I didn't know what to look for. I some years ago I had somebody tell me if you wanted to accept private investment money, you needed to spend $50,000, and you can get a NASDAQ listing for about $50,000. You could go OTC for $50,000 definitely. So they were totally wrong. If I would have known the people I know now, they'd have said, no, here, go Google this form name and do it. That thing on the back, on the metal bar, what is that? That thing, that's my refund. There, that's my refund box. It's a one-time code use. I can sync it with my phone, and if somebody loses money in a washer, they can hit it and get money out of it. Where did you meet these people, the people you know? The first investor on the first properties were forums. The second guy was off Bigger Pockets. Money. The third guy was off Reddit. The fourth guy, I don't know if I can say where that is. But, it was another social media channel. And it's not like I was looking for investment. My old landlord connected with me on Facebook, the one that kicked us out, who hopefully is not watching, because my mom did watch my Graham Stephan interview, and she said, you can't say he kicked us out. I said, okay, 30-day notice to leave, not for non-payment rent, just a simple lease cancellation. But he connected with me off Facebook, just personal Facebook. So, I'm building a laundromat in New Zealand, yay! Watching you count coins, cool. Do you do the fixing up of the houses? No, I don't. I do the most I ever do is like painting. I've done a little bit of plumbing and a little bit of electrical. Got a small apartment complex in June. Yeah, the big thing is with private investment, if you want to try and get money off somebody, you've got to have a track record. If I had to do this again, and I'm going to be doing a video called, if I had to start it all over again, what would I do? Because as time goes on, I realize that you need experience, you need knowledge, you don't really need money. Because, this laundromat I have no money in. Well, when I say no money, I have like $200. I went personally to the bank and got $200 worth of quarters out. Or I, cracked open the kids' piggy bank. Somehow I paid $200 for the quarters here to start off with, and that's the only money I have out. WWG1, WG, I have no clue what that is. Office renovations at laundromat. It still is ugly. It does not look cool at all. Okay, I'm trying to think. We will. Do you guys want to see the soap machines? Well, we'll do the snack machine too. See, I'm walking and talking, and I'm more effective than I was on the other videos. Okay, got to get my bucket. I have multiple buckets. I have the rat poison bucket. I have my main bucket. Get my other set of keys here. There we go. And the big giant Allen wrench people killer thingy. Would I be able to run the laundromat if I had a job? Yes, absolutely. I only spend 2 hours, maybe 2 hours a week here. And most of it's like buying pop and delivering pop. And right before I started the live stream, I was talking to my nephew who washes it, or cleans the floors and stuff, and I think I would have him restock the pop. That's kind of the magic of laundromats, or at least it should be the magic of laundromats. There's no, oh, no, there is again. This is my bag machine. People buy plastic bags here. Where we go, one we go, I don't know what that means. Is that something cool, kids? Yes, pop soda. We call it pop in the state of Ohio. Most of the United States calls it soda. If you're in the South, it's called Coke. The pastor of a church I know, I have broken something. The pastor of a church where I'm from, no, maybe I did. Oh, there's a box up here. The pastor, anyway, the pastor of a church I know where I live, he had the hardest time understanding that you can go to a you can't go to a restaurant and ask for a Coke. QAnon stuff, okay. I wonder where the QAnon people are from. I don't think they're from Discord. Maybe they are. But, let me see what we need. Yeah, the financing, if we do the traditional financing, the collateral is going to be the machines, not the real estate, which is really cool. I don't keep track of how much each machine makes. I do keep track of like the pop machine, the snack machine, stuff like that. When I first bought this laundromat, I had this great idea. I'm going to put everything I get into a big giant spreadsheet. And I realized real quickly that my workload's going to quadruple, and it's not going to provide me any benefit. So really, after it's all said and done, I decided not to do that. Instead, I will just keep track. Here's this big, long metal box that's older than I am, with maybe like, I don't know if you can see that, like $4. Where are the quarters for people who want to buy soap at $1 container? Those poor people. 30 people? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Maybe I should clip you the randomly pick somebody off of the comment feed to give that the cat's eye marble I found. So I did already collect. There we go. I did already collect the money out of the Coke machine out front. Mitch Manufacturing. Why? I'm leaning towards Dexter, and I guess it's probably the wrong reason. But the reason I really, what's a cat's eye marble? Hold on. Oh, someone left me a gift. Someone left me a gift. Look, it's a Canadian quarter. My machines must have rejected it. It's a 2018 as well. That's awesome. You ever have 32 people in the laundromat? No, I had 9 people doing laundry last Tuesday. It doesn't make any sense why people were here on the day they were here. It was like Tuesday. And it just didn't make any sense. There were 9 people. And I did a video that day too. It's 28 people. It was 30. Anyway, back to this is a cat's eye marble. Can you see it? It's like this 3-dimensional. It's got like a starfish type thing in it. It looks like a cat's eye. Do I keep it open 24 hours? No, because I worry about the dope heads. Let's see. $30K per month from the home park. Yeah, that's what I expect. It could be 25-ish. We are putting another laundromat out there, as long as the EPA doesn't give me grief on the extra water load. But I don't think they will, because, I mean, there's already going to be 46 trailers out there anyway. 46 trailers plus the warehousing. So, I'm missing questions. The pastor story. Oh, he couldn't adjust to the $2. He couldn't adjust to going to a place and asking for Coke, and he drinks root beer, and he would say, "I'd like a Coke, please," and they'd hand him a normal Coke like everybody thinks of, and he said, "Well, what's this?" And they said, "It's Coke. It's what you asked for." And he said, "No, I wanted a root beer," and they said, "No, you said a Coke," and he just could not understand. I mean, it took forever. What insurance cost on the trailer park? It's like $25,000, or not $25,000, $2,500 a year. It's $2,500 a year. It's really crappy insurance because you cannot. You really can't insure trailers. There's a lot of money in here. I don't know if you can see it. How much down did you put when purchasing the trailer park? 0. I have no money out of pocket. I actually got a check to buy it for I got a check for $15,000. If you go back and watch earlier in the stream, I kind of explained that. I took an investor partner on it, and he came with all the money. Why Dexter? Because I saw a. I went to one of their shops, and there's a one that's cut in half, and the bearing is huge. Look at what we're will you be on Graham's voice chat tonight? I might be. I don't know. It's like 11 o'clock. I never work this late. This is amazing. Yeah, it's an amazing deal. It's going to be a great deal for both me and my partner on it. He's going to make a bunch of money because of the way it's structured. There's going to be a lot of tax advantages for him, which is why, I think part of the reason why he wants it. It's going to be cash flow for me. I made money off of it. So Pastor used to order Coke, expecting, what kind of Coke do you want? Yeah, that's what he expects coming from Mississippi. But in reality, here in Ohio, you ask for a Coke, you get a Coke drink. Everybody down south, I guess, or at least in Mississippi and Alabama, they call it they call all sodas, all pops, Cokes. It's like there's a difference between a realtor and a real estate agent. There's a difference between a facial tissue and Kleenex. And it's if you know somebody from the United Kingdom, they will call a sweeper a Hoover. And Hoover is brand. It's a brand of a thing, not the thing itself. It's called a sweeper, but not a Hoover. Texas calls it Cokes as well. Yeah, it's a southern thing, and I don't understand why, but I also don't know why instead of calling it sweeping, the British call it a hoovering. That sounds dumb to me, but what do I know? All right, so I already went through and got money out of the big change machine, my coin exchanger, earlier today. UK call Cokes, fizzy drinks. Yes, Randall. Both Dexter and Speed Queen and Electrolux. I don't have a park manager. I probably will. But the big laundry companies, all the new washers anymore, washers and dryers are networked. So they will send a message to your phone as the operator on every sale. They'll do it on every sale if there's a washer problems, anything like that, which is cool. I don't want to die from the information, but who knows? Just a vacuum, yeah. I'm just saying what it is. I don't have a park manager. I'm trying to say a mic, so-called soda. Yeah, I know a trailer park guy here where I live. His dad or stepdad or some relation owns 1,000 trailer pads, and I guess they're converting every single trailer pad to owned property rather than leased spaces. And he said it's to keep problem people out of the trailer park, which is really interesting to me. I would prefer to own the trailers, especially when I can get them for a couple grand a piece. How long have I been doing this for? I've been real estate agent for 13 years, buying rentals actively for 6, laundromats since October. RMP, you should send me an email and I can look at the spreadsheet. I don't know. And that's kind of a complicated question. I always like being nosy on people's deals and stuff, so you can send me a question. Did your finance company require that you store problem with finance? I don't deal with finance companies. Banks hate me. They really hate me. It's insane. Yeah, if you have a good system to figure out if your property manager is good, that's a good thing. I just run into a lot of people that have property managers and the managers suck. Oh, there's money in here. And I'm sure it's up quarters. Oh my God. Oh no, there's still some quarters in here. So, once again, my stack, I don't have a stacker. I'm sure the people with OCD that like my coin counter videos, they like the coin counters, but they hate this stuff. But this is the second collection today. I was here for like 2 minutes this morning. Why won't banks lend to me? Because I'm too aggressive. In 6 years, I bought 90-some rentals, and They just they don't like me at all. That isn't to say I can't get any bank financing, but I'm only like $500,000 in bank debt. Everything here, everything else is private money or seller financing, which is cool, but 90 some rentals. Yeah, I've got 90, up till the trailer park, I had 90 rentals. With the trailer park, I've got, it'll be 140. And then if I do the laundromat, it'll be 141. So that's cool, but you know, yeah, I don't like, I mean, there's a guy that lives here in town where my laundromat is, because I don't live where my laundromat is, I live in a different town. And he said he has all the horror stories of banks. I'm counting money, it's great. It's just, if you go to the Graham Stephan show on YouTube, and it'll pop up really near the top, and it'll say, meet the guy who owns 90, or meet the guy with 100 rentals and laundromats, something like that. And it's on there. I want to buy a bill counter. I had somebody, one of my investors who watches the video. Yeah, if you got to get a hold of me, go to the About Me page, and they're my email addresses on there. So these are the ones. Scoping a laundromat, too many sleazy brokers. I don't like brokers, because brokers are in there to cut a deal. It might not be a good deal, but they're in there to cut a deal. A broker's not always in your best interest. I feel it's much more adversarial than a real estate agent. How do you get experience when you're just starting out? Here's my piece of advice, and it makes everybody mad. I mean, I'll give you this advice, and you'll either love me or you'll hate me. You need to go find somewhere in your town where there's an investor, and I don't care where you live. I've had so many people say, oh, they can't find anybody in their town, but there's going to be some guy that's in real estate, and you say, hey, I will work for you for free for 6 months. You tell me what to do. If it's to drive around town and get coffee, if it's to drive around town and get screws, I will get screws for you. But just let me work under you and see what you do. And if you do that, I think that you'll get more education, learning from being under somebody than you could ever get with a formal education. I was very blessed to work under the CEO of an oil company, former CEO, he retired. And he taught me more about everything in life, not just money, but just mindset things. And he's still alive. I just don't get to talk to him anymore. And he taught me more about money and management and stuff like that in like 2 years than I've learned ever off anybody. And it was just, those passing conversations that I had with him. He's I'm sure he's a multi-millionaire. He never talked about money, but I know some of the assets he owns. And he did not encounter money in his life till he was like 10 or 12 years old. And it was because he got his first pair of shoes. And this is right outside Columbus, Ohio, back in the late 40s, early 50s. So he never ran into money. And then as of today, I mean, he's very, very wealthy. And just being around him, I learned just so much. And I did it because I worked with him. And to me, that's the kind of position you need to put yourself in. And the thing that I found is this kind of people are all over. I mean, they are all over. And they love to talk about money. They love to talk about real estate. They love to talk about building wealth. And they'll do it for free. It's just that they need somebody they can trust and somebody that'll hang around them. I go to lunch with these rich people, the Rich People Club. We've actually been accused of being the Illuminati, if you guys know what that is. I mean, there's a wide range conspiracy where I am the president of the Southern Ohio branch of the Illuminati, and this isn't a joke, that we control everything, and it's because I eat lunch with all the rich, influential people. And the thing is that I have found is the rich, influential people love to share their knowledge. I meet a lot of rich, influential people that have worthless kids. And the worthless kids don't want to have anything to do with their parents' wealth the actual assets, the real estate, the businesses. They just want their parent to die and give them money. And because of that, I'm doing this off camera, I'm talking and counting money. They want to share their wealth of knowledge, not so much their money. And they're just looking for people to do that with. And if you're willing to put yourself in a position to work for them or be around them, You know, they love it, and you'll love it too, and you'll learn things. But you have to go out and find those people. I think they're different everywhere that you're at. Okay, well, through comments. The laundromat was not breaking any money. It was abandoned when I bought it. But I had water records from years ago, so I used that as a way to evaluate it. Get in touch with me. Blah, 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 blah. 90 some rentals. Yes. Which was that? The Southern Ohio branch of Lululemon. Yes. There was a 200 some post thread on a real big Facebook group, and it said, you know, the reason that we can't succeed in town is because we can't succeed in town because there's a group of guys keeping the price of rent high. They control the water prices, they control the electric prices, and they meet down at the college once a month. And a guy tagged me and he said, "Oh, Brandon is the president of this group." And I read through the comments and they were awful about us, and just truly awful about the real estate people here in town. It's like, I'm poor. I grew up poor. I am not well connected to be in a conspiracy, but it's just that mindset of people that they just hate you because, you know, they look like you have money. Mr. So blah 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 water records. That's what the FBI does. I watch History Channel. That's what they did to the mob. Mr. Investment George. What state are you from? I am right outside Columbus, Ohio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's $75 in fives. 1, 2, 3, 4. $40. We're up to 105. 165 in cash, and then a nice big fat stack of ones. So, what is in the percent in the investment partnership? Let me put it this way. I really don't like talking about percentages, but it's enough to really make it worth my time. And if the deal goes the way I expect to, I'll clear $1 million on it in a year. So that's as far as I want to say with the equity split, because we're looking at doing some really cool stuff with it. Seller finance deal. You get the other party of a property to be the bank. You make them write their own mortgage, which is legal in the United States. You can make somebody else be the bank, and you'll say, all right, you're going to give me a loan on the property you currently own at 20. It's like this place I'm staying in right now. It's on a 20-year loan. The last owner wrote the loan out. I put $15,000. I didn't put $15,000 down. Somebody else did. $15,000 down at 7% interest. And so somebody else in the bank. What did I do before this? I worked in a warehouse up in Groveport, Ohio, at the Gap. I packaged clothes. If you bought online between 2003 and 2006, there's a chance that I bagged your clothes up. So we're getting to everybody's favorite part of the show. Got to get over here and get my bucket, my wrap. Where's the bucket? See, my poor Pilot gas station cup would have been overdone by now. And like I said, this is why I own a laundromat here. Is because of this freaking thing. And I've wanted one so bad for so long. Now hopefully I don't screw this up. Let's see. Now we'll move it on the other side. I come to the laundromat like 3 times a week. I spend maybe 45 minutes here. All right, I think that's a pretty good view. All right, so I'm gonna put my coins in. And there are dimes here, so I need to hook a bag up over here. Just go shoot dimes out the other side. And the bucket, this part, yeah, it reminds me of DuckTales so bad. You can't hear the click. The click sounds like a lever action rifle. And it's so awesome. So I want to start this and hopefully it doesn't jam. All right, power, start. 643. We need to run it like a gambling scheme and make you guys bet. Oh, let me do this clicking thing. Let me do the reset. Hopefully you can hear it. It's so awesome. That sucked. But normally it sounds awesome. 643 quarters, so it's what, 225 in quarters. So what I want to do is throw these back in my coin exchanger. But what happens is, so there's just over the course of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, part of all Friday, I guess. A lot of quarters came out. You are from Iraq. Cool. People go in, they put money in my coin exchanger there. Oh, we got one more. Shoot. I forgot. We gotta do the pop machine. We'll do that separate. They take money from the coin exchanger and then they put it in my quarter pusher. It's not my quarter pusher, it's some other guy. The richest guy in Southern Ohio owns it. Be safe. Prayers be with you. I am fine. I am not worried about my safety one bit. Well, it's locked anyway. We're actually going to get a bank door. No, this is not open 24/7. We actually closed about an hour and a half ago. So it's just me. Let's see. Allah is with me all the way. $160.75. That sucks. Because there's probably $225 there. Is there apartments nearby? Calls people to use my... Yeah, there's a 200 unit apartment complex next door. I'm trying to think. I have to figure out. If you go on my videos, you can see the profit and loss report for August. I have not, for better or worse, I have not updated that. I will do a video for September and October, so make sure you watch. That's where I, do the cliche. You need to like and subscribe this video. How many total machines? The retool machine quote is $105,000. It's going to be like $1,600 a month in terms of what it will cost me. Hold on. It's going to be $1,500 a month to retool. How big is the space? The laundromat's only like 1,000 square feet, so it's not big. But then I've got apartments up top, 2 apartments up top that I own, and then there's another area in the back. There's a garage. There's all these great little spots here at the laundromat that I can utilize. I could get $150 a month out of the office easy, maybe even $250, $300, but I just don't want to because I like the idea of having an office here by the laundromat. I could potentially put a safe in there. It's just I don't want to rent it out. The coin count was very satisfying. I am glad you are happy because if you are happy, I am happy. So this is my $5,000 pop machine that came with the laundromat. I just don't like recording it because I don't know. I guess I get weirded out by too many people watching it. Since you guys are great, I'll let you watch me open it. How many total machines? I've got, 18 washers and 8 dryers. When we retool, we'll have a total of 12 or 14 dryers and then an appropriate number of washers. Probably 24 washers. It's just how it is. There used to be these dryers way back in the back, and the fire chief actually gave us like a condemnation order that said I had to tear them out because they're so old. Alright. I have sold a lot of pop. Yay! I never think it's so much more expensive than my bottle or my cans. Here's my broken bat thing. $36 something other. There's a bunch of nickels and dimes in there. Yeah, that's where I've been keeping my drinks and stuff.
all of the people talking about the election, maybe we should run a contest. If you guys get me another 10,000 subscribers, I will vote for whoever you tell me. Could that be fun? I can't see the war in 2020. Maybe I'll vote for Gary Johnson. I think like with laundromats, 24 hours is good, but there's so many problems in this neighborhood that just being 24/7 is a bad idea. All right, I'm going to try, let's see. Get me subscribers. That's what I want. Could you post the link to the Illuminati thread? I need to find it. A buddy of mine took screenshots of it. I think it got deleted. I think the person that posted it took it down when they realized it was me. Because a lot of people in town know who I am. I mean, it's like I don't hide. I'm pretty public. How many total? Add Streamlab OBS to get text to speech from the people watching. To set up donations aside from Super Chat. Yeah, I've got OBS on the laptop over here. Am I a big gun owner? I won't answer that. Who locks the door when it closes? My nephew does. I will tonight. Try to read through the comments. There's a lot of comments that I missed because of the quarter count. Who closes the laundromat every day? My nephew already answered that. Renting out house through a sobriety program. I actually do have one of my largest rentals was just rented by a local organization doing a sobriety house. It's like a 6 or 7 bedroom. I told them, yeah, I'll let you rent it out. Just make sure you take care of it. And they've done sober living there for probably 3 or 4 months now. I'm one of the few landlords in my area that doesn't have a problem with buying big houses. A lot of landlords I run into, they will not buy big houses because of the upkeep expenses. But I've got probably 4 or 5 that are better than 4 bedrooms. So I've got 4 or 5 plus bedroom houses. It's just real uncommon for landlords to have them. I like them because I'm the only guy that has them, so I can kind of name my price, and I'm still cheaper than everybody else, so I can kind of corner the market on big ones. How do I manage customer service complaints if it's unattended? There's a picture, if you can see it. Oh, yeah, you can. There. That orange sign says, if you have a problem, please send me a text and I will give you a refund. They stuff 3 people. They probably do put 2 or 3 people per bedroom. But the bedrooms in this house that I rented to them, they're like 16 by 16 with 10-foot high ceilings. The ceilings are phenomenal. It's an old Victorian house in the former rich part of town, which is now the poor part of town. So it's a situation where it's a really, totally awesome house. If you go through my videos and you read the one, you look for the video where it's the accidental brothel story. If you find the accidental brothel story and you do the tour on the video, that's the one that's the sober living facility now. It's the perfect house for it. Yeah, they pay the people in the sober facility. They get a stipend from the state, and like as far as Medicaid goes. So the sober living facility gets a cut per person. It would be real profitable for somebody to run it. I mean, it would be, but I don't want to deal with the headaches. So the refunds, I mail them a check. Yeah, I do have some commercial property, so try to scroll through comments. Do you know any of the rentals in the other states? My policy on rentals is to only own rentals where I live. I've had this conversation with contractors. It's like, I want to be able to drive to your house and beat your legs in with a baseball bat if I need to. Not that I would ever do that, but I like that option, and it really makes people think twice. When am I getting a bill counter? I don't know. When I get my first check from YouTube, I'll go out and buy a bill counter. I've been eyeing this one that's from the early 80s. It's a Glory bill counter. It's by the same people that make this machine here. and the bill counter, I need to make sure that it will also check for counterfeits, because a lot of people do. I've had one sort of kind of counterfeit bill come through. It was a $1 bill. So, what is the meth capital of the world? Because I would think that where I am in Ohio is the meth capital. Okay, we'll make sure I answer all the questions. So we'll go through the money in the bucket. So like I've said on the videos before, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask, like comment and whatnot, because I'll answer pretty much anything. I don't want to be secretive. I'm not trying to sell a course or anything. I just like, bragging rights. Yeah. I've had a meth lab though. I haven't done a video on the meth lab yet though. That was quite some time ago. How problematic is the coin pusher? It's not problematic other than people trying to steal money from it. How did I go from packaging to this? Get on the Quack Brothers, KWAK Brothers. I'll have all the interviews on investmentjoy.com soon. What's my favorite color of cheese? I like the cheap crap. When I say government cheese, do you guys know what I'm talking about? That's kind of like, we were poor growing up. I love government cheese because it tastes like nacho cheese, but it's got more body to it. Do I like the Cleveland Browns? I kind of do. I want them to win. I want Ohio teams to win. I'm very pro Ohio teams. I like the Browns and the Bengals. The OSU as well. Have my daughter make a logo for my rat bucket. She probably should, but we might lose the appeal of the rat bucket. Yeah, the government cheese deal. I don't know if it was Carter or Reagan or whoever had the buy the cheese from the farmers deal. That my parents were eligible for government cheese back in the 80s, and they did not turn any free government cheese down. So even to the 94, 95, because I know I had moved, and we moved in 91 or 92, but my parents had government cheese forever. And it's like, it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all, but it lasts forever. So we were still eating government cheese up to the mid-90s and government peanut butter. The peanut butter didn't last long as the cream. In our household, the government cheese lasted a lot longer than the government peanut butter. It was all very good. But I don't know. I'm not a big cheese eater. Yeah, I'm sure it's the processed military cheese. But Rita, if anybody's trying to get a hold of me, just click the About Me page on my Facebook channel and then hit contact me. You have to do a CAPTCHA. I'm from Iowa, not too far from you. I'm right outside Columbus. Capacity coin changer. I want to say it's $1,000. I'm just kind of leery of putting $1,000. I could. What's it? I can answer all those. So I'm technically done right now. So I'm thankful for all of you guys watching my videos and following me along in my still not that great laundromat that will be renovated soon. I'm planning on talking about and trying to give you guys and everybody as much information as I possibly can on how I do my rental business. I really don't want to do the courses and stuff. I know a lot of people say, I'll tell you everything you want to know except for this thing, and then this thing you have to pay me, $100 or whatever. But Graham Stephan makes like 25 grand. I am on Instagram under Investment Joy, and I post the stuff there that I'll get in trouble for on Facebook or YouTube. There's certain topics and things you can't talk about on YouTube, otherwise you get penalized, and I'll talk about that on Instagram. And then if Instagram does that, starts penalizing me on things on there, I will move to a private email service, which I've had a private email service on investmentjoy.com forever. But the website's down. I just got a message on it this morning. So I don't know why. I think it's going to do well. We're making money. We've made money every month. Have you seen the Illuminati commercial? No, I haven't. Send me a price on the Continentals and the Age. I don't know that I want. I really would like to go with either Dexter or Speed Queen, but Well, it comes down to price. And I'm a cheapskate, so maybe. My parents had the government cheese in cans, the really weird white cans. So. Alright. Can't think of anything else. I think I'm done. The candy machine needs restocked. I'm not going to restock it because I'm tired. I walked around like 5 or 6 miles. We have the world's largest outdoor show, like a festival. It's a pumpkin show. It's called. It's a like a fair, a county fair type deal. How much in washers or dryers or trailer park gang? I don't know yet. I have to sit down and figure that out. What I'm probably doing is taking some of the extra machines from here when we retool and putting them in the trailer park. We've got like the perfect building there for a laundromat. So I'm probably taking these Wascomat 125s and taking them out there because they have been dead reliable. It's unbelievable. New laundry owner in New York City, 17. I mean, I want to do pickup and stuff like that because I like the advertising aspect of it. I'm pretty good at Facebook advertising and stuff, and for me, a laundromat is one of those things where you can just endlessly market to people. Tax sales. States are it's very dependent on the state that you're in for tax sales. Ohio is different than Arizona, is different from Florida, is different from Texas. I know a guy that bought, his cousin bought the house of one of the Miami Heat players, and he bought it from a tax sale for $20,000. And the first thing he did was he went up to the gate of the NBA player and put a chain on it with a big note that says, "Hey, if you want your house back, I will sell it to you." And he didn't have the foreclosure rights, but he went and did it anyway. And he got a call from, I don't know who the Miami Heat guy was. And the Miami Heat guy said, "How much do I owe you?" And the guy said, "I'll meet you down there at your house if you give me $50,000. He bought the tax deed or the tax lien against the property at like 8 o'clock in the morning. He put the notice on the door by 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He had a $50,000 check with, am I brothers with Shoe Nice? No, I'm not. Is it the hair? It probably is. He was on the internet doing marketing when I was, and he had that $600,000 AdSense check that everybody loved, and it's the eyes. I don't know. Is he? I mean, I assume he's alive. Oh my gosh, it's midnight. I've got to drive 45 minutes to get home. But I had to restock the change machine anyway. People were driving slowly in front of the laundromat. They'd never seen anybody here. I heard a story that 2 or 3 years ago they found people passed out here. And in the hat. Does he have an Ohio hat? I don't know. But anyway, the big thing is like I'm trying to grow the YouTube channel, get paid for this stuff, which I've made money on already, which is nice, but getting more likes and subscribers is a good thing. So if you see my videos, make sure you click on them, watch the whole thing. Hit the like button because the deal is anymore YouTube will send the videos out to random people that log into YouTube. So you get 10 million likes or whatever. It shows up on the homepage. And the one laundromat video I shot went viral, and in one day I had like 30 or 40,000 people watching, which is cool. How much do I spend on living expenses? $3,000 a month. My family's like totally Dave Ramsey type deal, so all the money that comes in goes right back into rentals. That's how I've been able to get 140 or get so many rentals so quick. It's also why banks hate me because I don't have all this money sitting in the bank. I got them in rentals. Do you have any medical accounts? No, I don't. I would like to. I considered ozone injection, an ozone injection machine, and going and talking to some of the hospitals around here. But it's just balancing the laundromat, expanding the laundromat, and the trailer park, and my rentals and all that stuff. It's something I will come back to. I'm trying to get somebody to come in that's an entrepreneurial type person and get them to try and build accounts and do things like that so that I can make more money off the laundromat, because it's only, percentage-wise, my laundromats utilize maybe 10%. Yeah, I want to get into pickup and delivery, but I don't want to do it with employees. I hate. My cheapest rental ever is $250. My most expensive one, it was $1,000, but I marked it down for a friend. My most expensive one's $900 a month. Yeah, it would be the one that's the sober living facility at $900 a month. It's a 6-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. It's really nice. I bought it for $18,000. We put 22 in it, so I got $40,000 in it, and makes $875 a month, $900 a month. So, any other questions? Oh crap! I hit the wrong button. Does my wife work? She works being a mom. She does not hold a job. We homeschool our kids, so it's a situation where she raises the kids and teaches the kids, and that's good enough for me. The home purchase price. The cheapest house I have bought, it was a duplex. It was two rental units in one building for $8,900, and it was a dump, and it's not a dump anymore. Yeah, just hit the about button on my YouTube channel, and then my email address is there. So it's my first name, last name at gmail.com, and you need to go there and check it out because everybody gets my name wrong. So. All right. I hear people upstairs. Probably worried that somebody's in the laundromat stealing things. So, once again, thanks you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe every single video I have. Watch every single one of them. I'm trying to put out more content on a regular basis. Medical accounts. Yeah, medical clothing accounts, like doing all the clothes at a hospital. How much rent for the duplex? $1,100 a month. So I bought it for $8,900. The rent's $1,100 a month. It's $550%. It's a really nice duplex now. I put 27 in it total, 27,000. My properties that I buy, the first year I bought 2 houses, one in July. If you get on investmentjoy.com when it's actually up and running, it has the story of the first 12 I bought. What tax plan, medical accounts? This is great. Thanks. I'm confused. I feel bad. I have 30 people watching, and I want to get off. So, I'll give you guys a minute. Someone can get a hold of me if you want the cat's eye. This is probably the only valuable thing. Oh, no, somebody did lose a phone at the laundromat. Started investing, owning properties. It was 6 years ago. I'm 34 now, so what, 28. I helped my brother buy a rental when I was 21 or 22. He still owns that one. So, the cat's eye. Yeah. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I will keep putting out videos as long as I do not get shot at my trailer park. I don't expect to be shot in the laundromat. What are the taxes for the 6-bed, 2-bath halfway house? Like $1,400 a year. I'm in a pretty low tax part of Ohio. I had someone say on Graham Steffen's channel they're paying, oh my gosh, what was it, $5,000 a month on this place down in Cincinnati. It's crazy. How many laundromats do I own? I will own 4 laundromats once we get the one at the trailer park started. Which is crazy. I should go to sleep now, but I gotta drive. When am I getting a bulletproof vest? When the money comes in from the GoFundMe. That's a joke. But I had a couple people say that, and you started GoFundMe for. Yeah, you're the one that $5,000 a year. I thought it was $5,000 a month. You're probably the one that I talked to on the Graham Steffen chat with the $500,000. The $500,000 value, $135,000 assessment. Crash out in the office. It's dirty. I could drive home. I'll go get some monsters. And make sure Chicago suburbs. Oh, okay. You're not the person I talked to. There's that guy I know in Cincinnati, and the valuation was like 135, 175, but it wasn't the real valuation. What's my favorite money-making property? I've got this duplex I bought. It's not like a really good deal, but the lady that lives there has lived in there since 1979. I'm her 7th landlord, and I made her this promise that I will be her last landlord. Which it sounds morbid when on the surface, but out of her last 7, I think she said that 5 went bankrupt. They ran into problems. So I'm her 7th landlord, and only one of them was successful. The rest were bad. And I've told her I'm going to really try and make sure I'm her last landlord, because I know she's got really concerned every time the property sold that the landlord was going to kick her out or do all these changes. And her house is so freaking cool. It looks. I'm sure a lot of you have a grandma in your life, and you walked into her house, and it's wood paneling everywhere, and she has orange shag carpeting, pictures of Jesus everywhere. There isn't a coffee table or counter in her house that does not have a picture of Jesus in it. And she has Jesus candles, and it reminds me so much of both of my grandma's houses. And it's just, and I've told her, I said, I can put drywall in here, I can put paneling, I can take the paneling out, I can replace the shag carpeting that's way older than I am. And she said, nope, I don't want to change a thing in here. And as a landlord and investor, I'm just like, oh darn it. But the inner child in me is like, this is grandma's house, it's so great, I don't want to. So I'm really happy she refused the replacement carpet. But I have this idea now, that if anything ever happens to her, she passes away, she's in her early 70s now, so that could not be for a long time. But I had this idea, I want to keep the house exactly like it is now and turn it into Airbnb. And it's like, it'd be cool. I think there would be a lot of appeal if somebody wanted to rent out their grandma's house, because it's like everybody's grandma's house. Who does repairs at the laundromat? My brother, he has people that work for him that does. So that's my favorite renter. Her husband died. Janet's husband, her name's Janet. Janet's husband died back in the late 70s, and it was a situation where she was able to get on HUD, Section 8 government vouchers for life. And she was raising 2 or 3 kids when her husband was killed. And whatever her program her husband was in, it made her eligible for Section 8 for life. And she's just pretty much, that's what she did. She raised her kids. She's lived off Section 8, and this SSI deal. I want to say maybe he was a post office guy, and she was eligible for Section 8 because he died. I do not collect my money at the laundromat every time of the day. What mistakes were they making? They were just bad landlords. That's a complicated topic. Yeah, I'm way too nice to people too. I like it on a lot of deals, but on the trailer park, I'm having to be mean to everybody. I've told them I'm not opposed to evicting every single person out there, because people take advantage of me and my niceness. I've lost probably $150,000, maybe $200,000 being nice. Talk about leases at my mats. I don't lease anything. I own every single location. Leasing with laundromats is really difficult for me, because I don't like being responsible to somebody else. I don't like somebody else that could essentially say, we're going up your rent 50% on the next rent cycle. I understand that in some markets, owning your own real estate is not going to be possible, but every single time I've seen a laundromat, I can negotiate the property, or I can just do new development a block over and force them out of business and own the real estate. That's why I like this building. Above me, there's 2 apartments, and the apartments pay for the laundromat. So I get to run and operate the laundromat essentially for free. So if I get good at it, I'll make all this money, and I can buy every laundromat south of Columbus. If I fail at this laundromat, then I've got 2 rentals, and I'll rent the storefront out. So probably should put on my jacket. But you people keep asking me questions. My wife and kids are already asleep, so it doesn't really matter. No one's going to be awake when I go home. They weren't awake 2 hours ago. They all walked 4 or 5 miles tonight. All right, cool. Thanks for watching. I might stay on the internet here for a couple minutes. I've got fiber here. It's great. I don't have any internet at home. I have to tether with my phone. What's my net worth? I have no clue. It's over $1 million. I think it's probably around 1.5 right now. I usually go off of gross assets because with all my investors or banks, everything can be paid off the way it's structured. I actually tried to buy off most of my investors this summer, but the banks didn't like it. Once the trailer park's done, I'll have about $7 million worth of real estate that I manage. My net position of that should be 3-ish, 4-ish, maybe. I don't know. I want to do a cash out refi with the trailer park and just put $1 million in my pocket. That would be really fun. Yes, go to sleep. Yeah, banks I don't think want to fund underperforming dumpy trailer parks, but once you get them cash flowing and money coming in, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to get funding on them, and it's a commercial project. And the trailer park did come with a nice commercial warehouse, so we've got good stuff with that. I have not done 1031 exchanges. I was looking at doing an economic opportunity zone with the trailer park, but it's literally on the wrong side of the road. If it was on a different side of the road, I could do an economic opportunity zone, and I could make it the nicest trailer park in all Southern Ohio. Am I retiring playing anytime? No, I'm not. I want to work till I die. Just because having housing problems like I did when I was a kid growing up, it's like I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to develop housing, and Central Ohio is in this major housing crisis right now, and no one wants to build houses. No one wants to be a landlord, so I might as well. Do I watch Bigger Pockets? Yes. I've been in the new email newsletter a couple times. Do I have storage units? Yeah. I'm hoping to build 60 plus storage units at the trailer park, because if I can do that, it'll push me to over 200 rentals. Best brand of machines? I don't know. I like Dexter. I'm 34. So. This should have ended a long time ago, but I keep wanting you to answer questions. I think I'm needy like that. No, not Dexter the television show, goofy. Dexter the brand. They're one of the biggest equipment vendors. And the reason I like them is they've got parts in their machines that are the original parts they had back in the 50s. So you can find parts all over. Planning on buying retail, like retail storefront, I'm not a huge fan. DeWalt or Milwaukee, I really don't know. On the way here, somebody messaged me and asked me why I didn't have Milwaukee everything. Cool, for almost 2 or 3 years. Wow, you're one of the original people. I'm not a fan of retail because of Amazon. I think if you had a good restaurant, it would be okay. Milwaukee is wonderful. The big thing is, I think that Milwaukee and DeWalt both go through these phases where they're trying to one up the other company, and so they will process garbage refunds or returns. It's like I've heard people that have purposely run over their Milwaukee or their DeWalt like 100 times and sent it in a bag of parts to the factory, and they've got a new screw gun or whatever back for free. And it's just like sometimes Milwaukee does it, sometimes DeWalt does it. I think you can't lose with either. Are you planning on being a billionaire? I don't know. That was my goal a long time ago, but I don't see how it's possible. I do have this liquidation sales. It depends on what kind of liquidation you sell. I have this idea, and I've talked to an engineer, and he said he said you can do it. It's just how much money do you have? I've got this concept for a food machine. I've got into exercising a couple years ago, trying to get healthy and stuff, and eating right's my biggest problem. And I said, man, if I had a personal chef, I could lose all the weight in the world, because it's not about working out, it's about food. I said, I need a personal chef. It would be nice to have a personal chef. And of course, me being the cheapskate I am, I realized that'll never happen. I thought, well, why don't I just invent a machine that will make the food that I like? And I thought, oh, let's see how it is. So I came up with this idea. I sent it to an engineer, and I said, what about if I made a 6x6x6 box, and it had a completely automated kitchen in it, and then you could just put the box wherever you want a restaurant, have the whole thing controlled by a cell phone, and then you can order whatever food you want. And the engineer came back and he said, oh, there's this, and this problem with it. And I said, hey, look at my white sheet. Look at my white sheet on those, how I plan on addressing those problems. And he came back and said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I think that you should have this machine invented or built. And it's one of those things where I thought, well, that could be $1 billion idea, because like my buddy that owned all the Subways, he said, you need to find a restaurant you can automate, Brandon, because you would be very, very wealthy. Gotta fast for 48 to 72 hours. I do fast 48 and 72 hours at a time when I'm sick. My cousin's an engineer. He loves crazy stuff like that, and I sent him a design on SketchUp, and he said for the most part it would work. The only thing that we haven't figured out yet, but I know it's surmountable, is health code problems or situations with cleaning the machine down automatically. Time to get an Arduino and servos. Yeah, believe me, the whole thing runs off a Raspberry Pi or two. Then Arduinos, a couple of Arduinos for the really simple stuff. It's just all stepper motors and some other stuff. It's not, anybody that likes eating food and has a kind of handle on technology can come up with the idea. But I pitched it to quite a few people, and they said, "Oh, this is a multi-billion-dollar idea." And my mom always has wanted me to be on Shark Tank, so I said, I got to come up with an idea that I could be on Shark Tank for. So that's it. Is the automatic food machine that. The big thing is, though, too, I think I could do it and make food for $5 per person, which I think would be more beneficial, because then you could drop them into anywhere you want and say, oh, there's no longer a food desert anymore. Because, food deserts are one of those things where a lot of people complain about, lack to healthy food, and the machine premise is super healthy food, kind of like Subway used to be super healthy food till everybody realized the bun has 600 empty calories in it, so. Have I answered all your questions? I think I have. Well, I'm going to end it, because otherwise I'm going to get myself in trouble. It'll be 1 o'clock before I get home. So thank you. Like, subscribe. Well, you probably already have subscribed, but like my videos when you see them. Watch them if you can. Post questions, things like that. Yeah, I know they might be looted and stuff, but the thing that I have found out with loss mitigation at this laundromat is if you put cameras on everything and you shame people on social media, it's very effective. If you're the guy, they find out that you're not going to put up with their crap, and you're going to really hurt them, not physically, but just make them look bad with people that they have a high opinion of. It solves a lot of problems, and we've kind of got to this point in society where nobody wants to address problems, so they just kind of sweep them under the rug. I mean, that's the way that I see it. Yeah, it has cars towed. I think I've seen that. So, all right, cool. I'm going to turn it off. Otherwise, it'll go on all night. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it.